Hi fam, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another upcycle. We're going to take an old table that I've had for many years and we're going to turn it into something beautiful. We're going to renew it and refresh it. I hope this will encourage you to get started on a project in your home, something that requires just a little patience and perhaps a little paint. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you enjoy it and I'll see you on the other side. Wood. The bottom is that yellow, like the other table I painted, and we're going to tone this down, make it look a little more modern farmhouse. So this is what the project will be working on today, a paint project. Paint game. I'm no pro, but this is just the way that I do things. I thought I'd share it. I always get something to put my paint in so that I don't, you know how messy these jars and how paint cans can get around the top. So if you use them, so I just pour my paint out into something. Haven't decided yet if I'm going to use the cup or the plate. I'll figure out what's easier in a minute. I have a couple of paint brushes. I will have a cup water so that when they're between painting, I'll stick them in the water so they don't get hard before I wash them. I have a rag here that's wet that I'm going to wipe down the piece with. I'm not going to sand and I'm not going to prime because I'm using chalk paint. And that's not necessary to do that with. It may take me 2 coats, but I'm going to try it this way and see if it pokes through. And I'll let you know how it works. Of course, there's paper towel to wipe your hands off because if you're like me, you always get paint on your fingers. So, I will add to this when I'm done my top coat. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use poly acrylic or if I'm going to use my satin clear coat. I'll decide that while I'm painting. But that's what you need. And so now we're going to get this party started. Oh, and don't forget your orange soda. That always gets me puffed up. Okay, fam, so we're going to get started. And as I said before, I'm going to take this rag and wipe down. I know that there's not any oil on it because I painted it and I never polished. I just cleaned it with a all-purpose cleaner. But I do know there's dust on it, and so I'm going to wipe it down regardless. Then I'm going to flip the table over and I'm going to begin to paint. I will probably take the sound off after that because I'm going to be watching Iana fix my life while I paint, and I'm sure you guys don't want to hear that, okay? So we're going to get started by wiping it down first. This table was built for me years ago, at least 20, by a friend that loved to mess with wood. He said he wasn't really good, so he didn't start selling this stuff until years later, but it's still sturdy. There's nothing coming apart. I think he's pretty good. And he's even better now that he's honed his craft. I was his guinea pig, one of them. There were a lot of us. He was a co-worker, so we would come up with something in our head and he would go home and try to build it. And most times, this one's a little rustic. Like there, you can see some knots in the wood and underneath the paint. I think there were, yeah, you can see a couple of nails. But he covered them really well. And I was okay with rustic, and I'm still okay with it. I love it because he thought enough of me to do it. And because it's real wood, I can paint it for years and years. Now, I'm not going to paint the top. I'm going to use another technique on the top. I'm going to keep it wood, but I'm going to use a wood restorer on it at the end. And I'm sorry guys, it's my OCD kicking in. There was something on the floor. and I'll show you that as well. But I'm just gonna just restore the wood. And as you can see, I hope you can see, in the top when I say rustic, it's real wood. So it did get a little split right there, but I think that just gives it character. It's pretty to me. Okay, so now we're going to turn it upside down and start the paint process. This little sucker is heavy. Okay, so family, we're down to the finish line. It has 2 coats of the chalk paint. It's Dixie Belle, and the color I'm using is buttercream. That's my signature right now. The stencil color is Hurricane Gray by Dixie Belle as well. But I've also decided that I was not going to use polyurethane, so I used the clear coat satin. So now the clear coat is drying, and I'm going to show you what I use for the top. I'm not painting the top, I'm not staining the top. I am just going to paint fresh wood. But I use this with the glove, and it's Restore Finish. It's by, says Howard. I've been using this for a while. As you've seen, if you follow me, my trim in my downstairs in the house is dark. So to keep it looking decent, I just pour it on this rag and rub it over. And I'm using the dark walnut, as I said. I prefer the mahogany because it really adds a nice color to it. But when I ordered it this time, I tried something different. But it still makes the wood, it gives it a coat, and you have to let it dry as if you're staining, but you're not. It's a hard finish. It doesn't require brushing. I just rub it on like I'm dusting. And this is the fiber cloth. And it just gives the wood a nice shine, takes out scratches, and makes it look new again. So since I painted the bottom, I decided to refinish the top. I use this on my wood about once a month anyway. So I just wanted to let you know what I was doing to the top instead of painting it and restaining it. I'm not restaining it. I kind of like the rustic look of it, but this just cleans it up and gives it a good shine. And when it dries, as you'll see, it'll dry with a lot of that sheen still there. Okay, and that's, again, Restore a Finish by Howard. And I got it from Amazon, and I will leave a link to this in my comments below. And there is no, this is not sponsored or anything. It's just something that I use, and I thought I would share it with you. Okay? Well, family, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. The table has been refinished, another upcycle, taking something old and making it new again. I hope I've encouraged you to give something a try as well. A little paint, a little patience, and you can start all over again with something new from something old. As always, I ask you to remain in your element, continue believing in miracles, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, fam.